Hi, this is Heather Widener of Hue Bijou for the 2015 Ice Resin Design Team. Today I'm going to show you how I made a pendant necklace inspired by the Cheryl Strayed book Wild, which was a book that touched me very deeply, as it did many other people who have read the book. The supplies for today's project include an Art Mécanique mixed metal bezel, mixing cups and stir sticks, packing tape, a disposable brush, ice resin, and the Art Mécanique paper sealer, as well as art that I created on the computer to include in the bezel. The first thing I did after deciding on the size and shape of the bezel I was going to use was to create artwork to put in the bezel on the computer. And the central focus in the back of the bezel was a map that I tweaked in the photo editing software and altered to make it more of an art piece to go in the bezel. So I altered the color and I applied different filters to get it to look like you see in the picture here. I sealed all of my paper components in packing tape because I wanted them to stay completely opaque, and particularly with the text, I wanted it to stay bright white and really show up, just to ensure that no resin absorbed into the text components. In addition to the packing tape, I also sealed the edges of the packing tape with the Art Mécanique paper sealer. For this project, actually, creating the artwork was probably the most complex aspect of the project. The rest of the project is basically just creating layers in the bezel. And so the first thing I did was put a thin layer of resin in the bottom of the bezel, taking care to push the resin all the way to the edges to ensure a good adhesion for the first layer of artwork, which is the map component. Next, we're going to place the map artwork in the bezel and press down and burnish the edges to make sure we have no air bubbles stuck underneath. And then just apply a small amount of resin to basically seal that layer into the bottom of the bezel. I like to let that set for 30 to 60 minutes just to ensure that the first layer of artwork does not rise up and float from the bottom of the bezel when I apply the next layer, which I'm doing here. Basically, I've just done another pour of resin to build a layer onto which I will place the second component of the artwork, which is going to be a heart. I let that thicker layer of resin set up overnight just so that it would be firm enough to apply the next layer of artwork, but still tacky to hold it in place. So basically, I can press the heart artwork onto that layer of resin without denting into the resin, but the tackiness is actually holding it in place. I didn't have to apply any additional resin or adhesive. Because the tackiness of the previous layer is securing the heart, I can go ahead immediately and apply the next layer of resin on top of the heart to secure it and to build up yet more depth for applying the third and final layer of artwork. Again, I let that last layer set up to the firm but tacky stage, and that makes it really easy to apply the text because basically I just lay out the text on my workspace so that I ensure I'm putting it on in the correct order. But if I put it on and don't like the position, I can just simply peel the text right off and reposition it. And I can do that as many times as I need, and it doesn't mar the surface of the last layer of resin. It doesn't put holes or divots in it, but it gives me a lot of flexibility to position the text exactly as I want it. The final step for this pendant is simply to apply additional ice resin to secure the text layer and to build as high a dome as you desire. You can apply as many additional layers as you want to get that nice high dome. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. For more information on ice resin, including lots of fabulous tutorials and projects, please visit iceresin.com. For more information on my work, you can find me, Heather Widener, at huebijou.com and gemfabulous.com. Thanks, and have a great day.